25th of August, I believe. I had to double check because I wasn't entirely sure. This week's STEAM class is a little bit different. It's going to be with me, Coach Brian, and we also have, I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Coach Gaby. Sorry, I'm trying to manage the project cam and my own cam, but it's Coach Gaby. How's everybody doing?
Yep. So we have a really fun activity planned for you guys today. We're gonna give some demonstrations. Hopefully you guys can join in at home. So if you are, that's great. And if you're watching this at a later time, hopefully you also could join in, grab some supplies, and come along and join us. We have a little sheet we're gonna be following, so hopefully everything works out. But other than that, I'll hand it over to Gaby because she's taking charge.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. And if you're watching us at a later date, please go to our website for more information on our schedule, or reach out to us at info@fcf-ca.org. We'll make sure that that's available to you, but it's on our calendar. Today, we're going to be doing a project that is actually brought to us by the Tech Interactive. So if you've been to San Jose, you've been to the Tech Museum of Innovation, now called the Tech Interactive, they do some really fun activities, and this is from one of them. So how many, Coach Brian, since it's just you and I, let's have this chat. Have you ever seen those big blow-up guys that you find at the car dealerships? Exactly, these guys, yes. So that's what we're going to make today. We're going to use our imagination. We're going to use a couple of our core values, or one particular core value, to develop this, our own guy, okay? So as we're going, I'm going to share with you what we need. I'm going to go move over to the cam. So if you don't see me looking at you, just don't worry, I'm here. So our biggest thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we're making our materials using things we have at home. So anything you use, you want to ask mom and dad, or uncle, aunt, grandma, grandpa, whoever you are at home with, whoever your family is, to see if you can use this. You have to make sure you have permission of this. We're going to use some materials. First, we're going to find a plastic bag. I don't know about you, Coach Brian, but with me, I got a lot of bags right now with quarantine because, yep, exactly. I got a thank you one right here. I also bought something a couple days ago, so I've got some fun bubble wrap that I might use for my project. So you need a bag. Then you need a piece of cardboard or some sturdy surface. I'm going to use this piece of cardboard that I got from a mail thing that I got in the mail. What are you using, Coach Brian?
I have this little box, but I have a bigger box back here.
All right. So again,
I'll use this.
See, there you go. You could even try using something like a toilet paper roll, end of the toilet paper roll, some old poster board. Maybe this weekend or this year you did a drive-by birthday party, or someone did one and you have a leftover piece of poster board. You can use that. But we're going to use it. This is going to help us keep our little guy up straight. Then we're going to use whatever materials we have to decorate. Oh, sorry, we need tape. So I have some masking tape. Some regular old invisible gift wrap tape from Christmas. There you go. Mr. Coach Brian has that. I also have some hockey tape. And then, because I'm feeling a little snazzy, I think I've got, yes, I do. I got some glitter tape. So I got these tapes at home. That's why I'm using them.
You're all I got boring packing tape.
I just, the funny thing about this glitter masking tape is it was for a costume I was making, and so I just had some leftover from last Halloween. I have I've got a little, what is this called, Coach Brian? Because my words have escaped me.
Marks a lot.
It's a permanent marker. That's what I meant to say. You can use a Sharpie. You can use Marks a lot.
I have all kinds of colors. Look at these. Got some. Oh wait, there's my thing. Uh-oh. Camera went down. I'm on the big screen now. Camera's back. Coach Gaby, are you with us still? Oh, we can't hear Coach Gaby. Uh-oh. We can't hear Coach Gaby, but we got our scissors. I believe that's what she was talking about. So here, I'll make my screen the big one. But we have scissors. Make sure if you're using scissors, be really careful. We don't want to get hurt. We want to be safe, right? Let's see, is Coach Gaby back? I don't know. Doesn't sound like it.
How about now, Coach Brian?
Oh, yeah, kind of. Oh,
Here. Sorry, guys. I got a phone call that I accidentally took, which was not a good idea.
uh-oh. Well, we have all our supplies. So we got our tape, our permanent marker. Can't hear Gaby still. Scissors, our box.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
All right. So sorry, guys. I'm having some technical difficulties. I don't know what my supplies are doing, but we're gonna try to do something here. So you got scissors. You saw my scissors. You're gonna need. You could use wire or something to hold on. And the most important thing is you need a fan or a hair dryer. So I've got. Yep, we got some fans, right?
I know. I have a lot of fans.
Me too. Well, no, I only have one fan. So we're going to create our little project. I'm going to see if maybe you guys can see my other camera in a little bit. I don't know what happened, so I'm going to try that again. See if that works. No, no luck. No worries. Okay.
Goes on. It's a perfect chance to talk about perseverance, right?
Thank you. Exactly.
As like perseverance comes up, I mean, when we talk about the core value of perseverance, it's always talking about keep trying even when things get hard. So right now, we've hit a couple bumps in the road, but we're powering through, just like we hope you guys could do at home too.
We totally planned this too. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to forget about the project cam, but we're going to just continue working on this project. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my awesome bag, and I want to design something. What do I want to design? What do you want to design, Coach Brian?
I don't know. I'm gonna just go to work and see what happens.
All right. I am going to create my own version of a peanut-looking guy. So I'm going to design it on my bag here. So I'm going to take my permanent marker, and I'm going to take the bag, and I'm going to design my bag. I'm going to make a little shape of a dude.
I almost used Sharpies first.
There you go.
I was going to cut into it with scissors. Would have been a big mistake.
Oh.
Cut into it. Oh.
So I'm going to create my guy. He's going to look like a Mr. Peanut. All right. So here's my guy, Mr. Peanut. And I want Mr. Peanut to have some arms. So I'm going to use some leftover stuff to make my Mr. Peanut. But what we're going to do first is we're going to cut him out. So you might want your image to look exactly the same, right? We're going to do two shapes. We're doing this guy here. And we're cutting him out.
I was trying to draw a baseball. I don't know what happened.
I like him.
Oh, no.
We're going to create our little guy. All right. I'm going to take, because part of what we're doing today, too, is we're trying to use materials we have at home. So some of our activities are really going to be about using stuff at home. If you've ever been at the CFL, you know, sometimes we use a lot of paper rolls. We used old corks. We might use old egg cartons. So part of our today's goal is we're going to try to use as much as we can. So I've taken my bag, and now I have all this leftover. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make little arms for my little friends using the leftovers. Okay. You can get as complicated or as easy as you like. How are you doing, Coach Brian?
Ooh, I think I recovered. That kind of looks like a baseball.
That does look like a baseball. I like it.
I recovered.
Nice. So I'm going to give my guy one hand. He's going to be one-handed peanut guy. If we can get him another hand, we will. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take, or actually, no, I'm going to use something else. Okay. See, this is all what you're creating is you're creating your own thing. It's always a good idea to plan something out. But, you know, as we know with the engineering challenges, and anytime we're doing any sort of design, we try it out. If it doesn't work, we go back to the drawing board and we try it again, right? So even something that sometimes might not work, like Coach Brian did, look at, he made a baseball guy. That is one awesome baseball man.
If you guys could tell, I'm a phenomenal drawer. I exceed in drawing. Totally not joking whatsoever.
Coach Brian is showing his good sense of humor and his confidence. Great job, Coach Brian.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is after we've created our design, we've created our little guy or person, whatever you want to call it, we're going to seal it up and we're going to make sure we leave the opening. So after you've cut him out.
Oh, we're cutting him off?
Yep, we're cutting him out. We're making a shape.
Oh, man.
Or you can leave him like that if you want. If you want to go, I'm being super ambitious right now. So I'm making my little guy. He's going to have, a couple arms and he's going to have a body. So here's my dude. That's one arm. I got another arm. And all I did was I kind of made like a tube. Think of a burrito, right?
Just clarify, I'm cutting the character out.
Yes, you are making two shapes of your baseball dude. So like, this is my peanut guy. So I'm doing two shapes.
Oh, I get it.
All right.
I'm in this.
So we're going to create our guy. My guy, like I said, he's a peanut guy. We got Coach Brian's making a baseball dude. Oh. So Coach Brian, as you're creating your baseball guy, what do you think is an important thing to remember when we're creating something that might be new and we don't know if it's going to work? You mentioned the word when we were working on getting our camera back together, but what's the core value that we're hoping to show today, and how do you think it works? Nice hat.
So we're talking about perseverance today, right? And like perseverance is just all about like doing your best no matter like what's going on, right? Like I'm not the most artistic person, but I'm out here making my baseball dude. I got my two parts. We're figuring it out, right? I'm trying my best. I see you using tape. Am I supposed to be taping these together?
So once you've gotten your shape out, we're going to tape it together, but we're going to leave a little bit of the bottom because the air has to go through, right? So we're making like a pillow, like think of a little pillow. Since my guy's got arms, I've got to make sure that I seal his arms in here without cutting off the air. That makes sense. So we're going to practice this a little bit. Again, we're going to persevere. If it doesn't work, it's okay. We'll try again. You might try off the air. We might try off the air because, we don't want to keep you here for too long if it's not working out. But we are going to practice and we're going to do our best. And I'm going to use my tape, right? We're going to do the design engineering challenge and the engineering cycle, right, of making sure we test it out. If it doesn't work, we go back to the drawing board and make some changes. So that might happen today as we're going through. So don't worry, Coach Brian. If it doesn't work, figure it out, just like we did our camera here.
There's a strong chance this isn't working out right now.
So just to give you an idea, I'm starting to get my guy with my little tape. I'm getting him all nice and sealed as best as I can. So you can see, like, I can kind of wear him like a glove.
I think I might have made mine a little too small.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll try it again, and then we'll do a little bit of a research to see if it worked out the way. And so all of our viewers should know that as Coach Brian is our host, this is the first time he's seeing this project. Look at that. You did it. All right. So if you're and moving forward like Coach Brian is, which is super cool, you might want to start decorating it. So like you might have things at home. I showed you guys what I had. I have a feather. I'm going to try to put a little, this is from a Halloween costume. Okay, guys? So that's the reason I have a feather.
Trying to see if I have any decoration.
And if you don't, could you use your own paper? Could you use a leftover bag to make a decoration?
That's what I was thinking right now.
Yeah. So we're going to see.
I'm going to create something.
There you go. So I'm still sealing away this little guy. I'm not doing a super duper job, but look, my guy's got an arm. Maybe you got a piece of paper. If you've got googly eyes at home, do you have googly eyes at home, Coach Brian?
I do not.
Yeah, I always recommend people have googly eyes at home. It's always fun to have googly eyes, but
You might need to go to the store and buy some tonight.
yeah. But of course, right now, our biggest thing is we want you guys to have fun, and we want you to find ways to find some STEM challenges that don't require a lot of materials, right? None of what we're using is anything too difficult. We're not asking, we want you guys to use something fun. This is also fun. Maybe Coach Brian, afterwards, you can tell us if you have a pet, whether your pet liked it. Okay.
I can go get my pet.
We'll make sure later on he can go on
to react to it, but
yeah. So now my guy's pretty much done. So I'll show you guys what I put together, and then after that, like I said, I'm gonna decorate him. Use whatever you have at home. Everything that I have here, as you guys heard, none of it is anything that I went to the craft store to get, except for this project. So I did get, here's my guy. How about you? Ooh, I like yours, Coach Brian. So see, I left an opening because that's where the wind is gonna go. I'm gonna decorate mine. I'm gonna put the feathers on it because I wanna see if the feathers move it.
I guess I should have left an opening on the top. I didn't think that far ahead.
We're working together. We're figuring it out. And, part of this activity, the biggest thing you're going to want to think about is, you want to use whatever materials you have. It's different stuff. I showed you guys a plastic bag. Maybe you painted your room and now you have some leftover drop cloth, right? That's something you can borrow. We're also using things like, we're using what we have. If you don't have tape, but you've got a cool bag, maybe you have like a cool present or something that you've got in a bag, and maybe you just help us create it. So here's my guy. Since it's kind of creepy, I'm gonna put an eyeball on it or something. Let me see your baseball guy, Coach Brian.
We're going through some technical difficulties right now.
All right. How's your guy? Awesome. I like your baseball guy. So you got your baseball guy. I got my little fluffy, long-armed guy.
I think I made it too small. I should have made it bigger.
Okay, so that's a really good example, right, of the design engineering cycle. So Coach Brian learned a little bit more about what he was going to do. He learned that maybe if he had made his guy a little bit bigger, it might, move a little bit more. But he's got him. That's pretty cool. He's got a piece of cardboard. So that's going to be our next step. Now we have to create a platform. That's pretty cool. He made like a tube, right? Is that what you did, Coach Brian? Is there like an end?
This is the box my mouse pad came in.
Does your box have an air opening?
I ripped an opening in both sides.
Nice. Because, if we're trying to get air into our guys, there you go, you need to have an opening. So I don't have that yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my old piece of cardboard that I was showing you guys that I dropped. There it is. And I'm going to create the same thing. I'm going to create a platform for my guy. Take my scissors again. And I'm going to make little legs for mine. And see, the other thing about this design challenge is, part of what we want you to do with some of these activities is, did Coach Brian and I use the same materials? No, right? We didn't really. We had the same thing. We had a similar thank you bag, but other than that, we didn't have anything else. Do our guys look the same? Do they look exactly the same?
Very much not.
Very much not, exactly. So we want you to use your creativity. All of us have different ways of expressing ourselves, right? In our art and in our science. And that's really important to remember, right? Because we are all a little different. We can learn from each other, and we can create these really cool projects without it all looking the same. And we may have the same experience, or we might have something different. Okay, so I'm putting my guy's legs on. Here's one leg, and I finally used my snazzy tape. Then I'm going to use the other one, doing the same thing. And then we're going to try them out. So, Coach Brian, while I'm doing that, you want to try? See, I use my teeth. You want to try by putting your little guy on top of the fan?
I think I put a little too much tape on because it's standing up without the fan.
I'm sorry?
I think I put too much tape because it's standing up without the fan.
Okay, that's
It's
all
on
right.
right now. Does it look different than not on the fan? Kind of
No.
looks.
That's okay. So let's think about your in design engineering. What could we do differently?
Figure out how to turn my fan off. Well, the first one's probably make it a little bit bigger.
Yep.
And the second one is probably use a little less packing tape. Just
Yep.
Just
So
a little.
you can do now to make yours a little bit different.
I'm gonna. Where'd my bag go? I'm gonna use the rest of this bag and see if I can extend it.
Great idea. Maybe your baseball guy gets a bat. All right. So I'm going to show you with my gigantic fan over here. See if there's any difference. All right. So for me, here's my guy. Moving it up. Whoa.
Oh.
You guys see my guy?
The arms are going up.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this.
All right. So a couple of things that I learned from mine is I think his feather hat might be too big. So
It's heavy too.
exactly, it was weighing it down. And some of the arms were moving. I wonder what happened with the arms. Let's see. All right.
How did that?
Let's see you, Coach Brian. Let's see what you create.
I'm just kind of messing around, playing with different ideas, seeing what works, what doesn't work.
All right.
Great.
Great.
And to learn.
Yeah. So we've tested out something today. We're using this plastic that we have at home. Like I said, we're using recycling. We're finding out a couple things, right? When we're using the air to create our movement. We've left an opening so that the air will help keep our person stable, and then also move around our arms if we have some. We're also, we might be able to use something else. So things that are too heavy, it's going to be difficult, right? The other thing we might want to look at as you're doing it is think about how and where it's closed, right? So if we have openings, do you think your item is going to puff up as easily as maybe our guy did? In some cases, it might not, right? Because it's letting air flow out. In cases where this material is moving, we might want it to have more flexibility to move. But if we want it to blow up and manipulate and become more of like if this was Halloween and I wanted this guy to look like a creepy ghost, if there's seams that are open, he's going to be very deflated, right? Think of a balloon. Think of a balloon that might have a situation. Okay. And one other thing I want to remind you guys is that the wind is what brings our character to life, right? So this is what it is we're using the wind. We're using the air that is moving through our little guy here and our baseball guy to really create the motion. So the more flow he has, the more arms. Maybe you give it. Let's see, Coach Brian. Let's see.
He's up there somewhere.
I see him.
I made it a lot longer. That's what I did.
I like it though. We're moving it around. So we use perseverance today, right? We're using perseverance with how our machine works. We're going back and we're testing it. We're making some changes. Coach Brian made his look a little bit different, right? He made some changes to his baseball guy. He added more of a flow to him so he would move.
I made him grow twice his height.
Yeah, he increased his height. And we also used what we had at home. And we also looked at ways that we could make our guy move more, right? So these long arms were really good. What other things could we use to give that motion and movement, Coach Brian? What do you think?
I'm trying to think what else we could do. So the arms worked really well. The arms kind of made him move. I guess just trying to limit how many points like the air can exit.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Like right now, I have a little too many exit points.
Okay, so that's a place that we can look at, right? Is looking at our exit points. What other materials could we use at home or at that, maybe we can go to the Dollar Tree if we've saved some of our money, or if we have $1 that we can spend today. What other materials could we use that could create the same movement like the bag arms did?
Trying to think, like maybe like a tissue paper type of thing.
There you go. Maybe it was your birthday and you had tissue paper. Look at this. I got some tissue paper here.
Ooh.
So maybe if we make a little hat, or maybe we can create some arms out of tissue paper and we have some exits to go through, then that might be a great opportunity.
Yeah. Ooh, there's someone watching. The person
who's watching?
Check in.
Join us. If you're watching right now and you haven't made it, we're going to just really quickly recap what we made. We took the idea, like those car dealerships. If you've ever bought a car or been by a place that sells cars, sometimes you see those guys, and Coach Brian and I kind of imitated them, right? They're the little arm guys. There we go. So what we did is we took the same materials. We're taking a bag or a plastic. If you just did a order and you have some leftover plastic, you could see if it works the same way. We took a fan. Coach Brian had a small desk fan. I had a box fan. And we took some cardboard to make the legs or arms. Coach Brian, the other thing we could wonder is maybe the cardboard is what's keeping your guy from moving a lot. Maybe what we need to do is remove him from there and tape him to the fan.
I have some tape mistakes.
Oh, I see. And we're using perseverance, guys. What we're trying to do is we're persevering. We're working through our challenges that we're having, because that's part of our STEM and our engineering design process, right? We look for something, we check to see if it works. If it doesn't work, we go back to the drawing board and think about what we can do differently. All right, so we want to leave you with this idea, and I'm going to leave you with a challenge, okay? If you follow us on Facebook, if you follow us on Instagram, what we'd like for you to do is, if you create one of these little guys right here, or Coach Brian's baseball guy, or whatever you want, take a picture, send it to us, or tag it on Instagram or on Facebook. Tag us on Instagram or Facebook.
Or Twitter.
Or Twitter, yes, exactly. And let's see it. We'd love to see your projects. And we're going to be doing more of these activities, so also give us some feedback. What do you want? What do you want to see? What are some exciting things that you want to do during fall? We want it to be fun, because we know you've been in class all day long. You probably need a break. And this is something you can take with you to the outside. Play with it. Oh, look at that. It's moving.
Moving a little bit.
Nice.
How to fix it, though. Kind of there. I think I still put too much tape on the baseball part of it, so it's still weighing it down on the top.
I see. So you put too much
a little early.
Yeah, and we've got the little neck, right? Maybe it also needs a bigger base, right? It's just like a tower.
I also cut the cardboard thing like in half. I cut half of it.
Oh, perfect. So maybe it's just like you said, there's too much weight. So think about what else you can use. show us what you can use. Tell us what you can think of making, and go wild. Take whatever you have. But the challenge that we're asking you to keep in amongst all of this is we want you to recycle and reuse things you have at home, so you don't have to go buy anything else. None of us bought anything. We got some tissue paper, some scissors. Everything we have is from home. So look around, ask your parents, guardians, siblings permission before you do anything, and use them. Now, the other thing we talked about, so before we leave, I'm going to show you, if you don't have a fan, what if you say, I don't have a fan? Most of us don't have fans, and a lot of the times with everything, how hot it's been, oh, there's another option. You can use something else. So I'm going to pop away for one quick second because I didn't bring it close to me. Is we can use a blow dryer too. Let's try it with the blow dryer and see how that works, okay?
Yeah, while you go get the blow dryer, I'll talk about community. So when we're recycling, it's really good for our community, guys. So you want to keep that in mind. Like, by using things we have just laying around the house. I mean, this box was from my mouse pad for my computer. So I had that laying around. The plastic bag was from going to the store the other day. So by recycling, we're helping out our community, keeping our community nice and clean. I mean, if you think about it, like with school or any place you would go on an everyday basis, would you rather be clean or would you rather be dirty? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me, like when I go to school, I'd rather my school campus be clean. When I go to the First Tee, I'd rather the First Tee campus be clean, right? And by recycling, we're really making sure we're doing our best to keep our community clean.
That's exciting. It's true. It's a way to keep our community clean. It's a way to reduce our waste, and that's super important. And if you're making a really cool, baseball guy or peanut guy, you're also helping beautify your community. Or maybe you're creating decorations. Maybe it's a holiday that's coming up, and you can use it for Halloween or for Christmas or for winter holidays. So, sorry.
It's a lot louder, but it looks like it worked a lot better. Your guy went straight up.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like that is the way to go.
Yeah, so try it with the blow dryer. If you have it at home, make sure you ask for permission, because again, no one wants a burnt blow dryer or a melted peanut guy on our blow dryer. So make sure you ask for permission. And also remember what you want to accomplish. If you want your guy to just stand up straight like we got, this is probably the best way to go. If you have a fan and you want more of the frilly things, as we saw, his arms moved a lot better. Coach Brian found out too that the more weight you put on your guy, the harder more difficult it might be, right, to move him around. So again, make sure you got your found materials. If you do this project, send us a picture, tag us, and we'll share your design either on our social media, on our next or on our next video. All right.
Really cool. Really cool.
All right, guys. So we will make sure that you have this video available. We're super excited to be able to offer you some of these STEM classes online, live, and virtual. And you'll be meeting lots of other special guests during this time. All right. Thank you so much, Coach Brian, for letting me share this with you today.
Yeah, man, I had a lot of fun. So I hope you guys also had as much fun as I did today. And we have a bunch of other really cool content that'll be throughout this week and the future weeks. So make sure you're checking out our social media for our virtual schedule that we make sure is posted before Monday, so you can always see what is going to go on that week. Yep. Other than that, I hope you guys had a great time, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.